We're giving away some awesome Chrome Industries gear, so check that out at the link below. So you snagged a cheap flight on a budget airline. Congratulations! Now it's time to figure out how to pack as minimally as possible to avoid luggage fees. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We're experts at minimalist packing, and we're here to share some of our tips and tricks to help you pack like a pro and get right to the fun of your trip without spending the first hour at the luggage carousel. The first thing we recommend is to grab everything you think you want to bring and lay it all out. Cover your bed, the floor, the couch, pretty much any flat surface. Seeing everything at once will give you a better idea of what items you've duplicated without realizing it. Start by organizing your gear into categories, putting similar gear and colors together so it's easier to see what you can mix and match. Then group together the stuff you're bringing just in case, like a jacket for a mostly warm weather vacation. Once it's all laid out, you'll be able to start cutting what you've grabbed. Do you really need 2 black t-shirts? Probably not, and that pair of black pants will go with every top you've chosen, so you can leave a second set of bottoms behind. This is also when you can decide if you really need a jacket or if you can just layer up instead. When everything is laid out in front of you, it gets easier and easier to ruthlessly cut each category in half so you're not lugging an unnecessarily heavy travel backpack. You can also help prepare yourself for your next trip when you return home. Create a list of everything you brought, make note of what you didn't touch, and then save it as a packing list for the next time so you know what you didn't need. We also like making packing lists that are tailored to different kinds of trips, whether you're camping, going to a resort, or maybe on a work trip. You won't need hiking boots at an all-inclusive or dressy clothing for the woods, so having an idea of the specialty items you need for each type of trip will help minimize what you bring. Once you've narrowed everything down to the essentials, you'll want to find a way to keep it from sloshing around in your personal item or travel backpack. That's why we love packing cubes. We've written an entire guide on our website explaining their benefits, but it boils down to keeping clothing organized and reducing the amount of space between items. We recommend looking for lightweight options that are also durable because they won't add a ton of weight to your backpack, but you won't be worried about them breaking either. Peak Design makes some of our favorites, and we like the ultralight packing cubes from Osprey as well. Whichever you use, we found that rolling your clothing will help you make the most of the space inside a cube. You can also use cubes as a way to categorize your gear. We typically pack like with like, putting socks and underwear in the smallest cubes, tops in a medium-sized one, and bottoms and bulky gear in larger cubes. Opting for a cube with a compression zipper can help you save space, especially with apparel like hoodies and sweaters. While you can also pack outfits together, we find that it takes up a little more space than if you were to put smaller gear in smaller cubes. Plus, once you get the hang of packing a capsule wardrobe, you'll find that everything will mix and match, so you won't have a designated outfit for every day of your trip anyway. If you're unfamiliar, a capsule wardrobe is a limited set of clothing that can be worn in different combinations for different occasions. All of your tops match your bottoms, so you can create seemingly endless outfit configurations. It's what lets us pack the least amount of clothing for a trip without repeating the same outfit over and over. All it takes is a switch of a top or an accessory to give you an entirely new look. And if you pack antimicrobial clothing like bamboo or merino wool, you'll get more uses out of one item. We'll chat more about those materials later. In addition to packing cubes, you can organize your toiletries and tack in different pouches so you can find them without digging through your clothing for a wall charger. You can even pack your liquid toiletries in a separate 311 bag and keep it close to the top of your pack for easy grabs in case security asks you to pull it out for inspection. We often do this and keep our remaining grooming gear in a DOP kit buried deep in our backpacks. Of course, you can always travel without bringing liquids along, but we'll get to that later too. First, we recommend choosing multifunctional items that serve multiple purposes. For example, a packable jacket that you can use as a pillow on the plane, or a casual sundress that can be a swimsuit cover-up. Packing items that serve double duty means you can bring less gear. Depending on the style of your swimwear, you may be able to wear it as casual shorts, a tank top, or even a sports bra, as long as you don't mind rinsing it out in the sink afterward. There are a lot of nice-looking, well-cushioned sandals available, and that can easily transition from walking all day to looking nice at night. And one of our favorite pieces of adaptable gear is a buff. You can use it as a scarf, a hat, a sleeping mask, or a sweatband, and since it's thin and lightweight, it will dry quickly if you need to give it a rinse midway through your trip. It doesn't just apply to clothing though. You might want to bring a cord with multiple connectors, like something from Rolling Square's InCharge line or Anchor, or just pack a tiny adapter to convert your ports if you still have some old school technology. However, if you're going to be traveling somewhere a little bit more remote, you might want to build in some redundancy because it's harder to go to a store and just grab a replacement if something breaks. You won't need to pack extra clothing if you pick the right material. And many of us here at Packhacker love merino wool. Tom traveled for 2 years with 1 merino button-up, 4 merino tees, and 4 sets of underwear and socks made with the same material. He said he probably could have gotten away with even less clothing because this soft sheep's wool is super lightweight and antimicrobial. However, it makes some people itchy and others try to avoid animal products, so you might want to opt for a lightweight alternative instead. Synthetic fibers are budget-friendly and just as light, though they hang on to odor odors much more than merino. You might also try bamboo clothing, which has many of the same antibacterial and lightweight properties while using much less water to grow than cotton and being vegan at the same time. Then there's always a standby to just pack what you have, and if that's cotton, just make sure you give it enough time to breathe between wears. Hang it up overnight to eliminate odors, and you can wear it the next day or the day after without anybody giving you the side eye. You may also want to toss a dryer sheet or a piece of cedar wood into your pack to help stave off any odors along the way. Be careful packing plant material if you're crossing a border though, because some countries won't let it in. Still, fresheners of any material can keep things smelling nice without a trip to the laundromat and might also keep bugs at bay. Ultimately, keeping your clothing fresh starts with personal hygiene. And if you don't want to chance an inspection at TSA, you might want to opt for solid toiletries. There are plenty of options, starting with the all-in-one Dr. Bronner's Pure Castile soap, which you can use for almost everything, from your skin and hair to laundry. There are also companies that offer a wide range of solid toiletries, like Lush, which has shampoo and conditioner bars in addition to bar soap. You can also pack dry shampoo paste to use between full washes or freshen up on a short trip. Bars can take up a lot of space though, so be sure to plan ahead for next time. Track how long your consumables last on a trip and add it to your packing list so that you know whether you need to bring a full bar or can get by with cutting it in half or quarters. Data is key to minimalist packing because the more you know, the less likely you are to overpack the next time. You can also forego many toiletries depending on where you're traveling. If the hotel shower will have shampoo and body wash already stocked, you can leave yours at home. Also, sample size gear from perfume to lipstick will get you a long way, though you still need to separate any liquids, no matter how small the amount you're bringing. We nearly always bring a small compact bag on a trip. Whether traveling with a larger carry-on travel backpack or a personal item-sized day pack, you probably don't want to lug it around as you explore your destination. With a separate packable bag, you can carry your towels and sunscreen to the pool or baguette and wine home from the market without unpacking all of your travel gear. While we have an entire guide dedicated to packable bags and have tested options from Matador, Orbit Key, and other brands we trust, you can also use something slightly less packable if you get creative. We've heard of travelers using a mini backpack or a Fjallraven Kanken bag as a packing cube in their carry-on and then using it throughout the trip as a day pack. If you don't need a large bag, brands like Patagonia and Matador make packable slings and waist packs that are just big enough for your daily carry essentials and much easier to fit in an overstuffed travel bag. Whether it's in a mini backpack, sling, or cargo pants, you can pack smart to have everything within reach during your flight. Some budget carriers have strict weight limits for all of your bags, not just your carry-on. If you're flying with them, you may want to utilize your clothing pockets since they're not making you step onto the scale. You can store your phone, wallet, keys, a battery bank, cords, earbuds, snacks, and even more in your pants or jacket pockets without them counting towards your weight limit. Just don't make it obvious. You should also wear your heaviest, bulkiest clothing on the plane. Don't be afraid to layer up. Airplanes can be cold anyway, so wearing your thick sweater and a coat will save you from trying to find space for them in your luggage, and you can take them off at your seat if you get hot. The same goes for shoes. Wear your heaviest pair on the plane to save weight and space in your pack. But, and we hope this goes without saying, please don't take them off during your flight. You'll have less to pack on your way home if you leave some gear at your destination too. This might be a little controversial, and we're not advocating for the purchase of throwaway underwear or disposable clothing. However, sometimes you can part with real gear to make room for souvenirs or new items that you buy while you're on vacation. If you have a shirt nearing the end of its life or a sweater you no longer care about, check if there are donation centers or thrift stores near where you're staying. Then you can give those items one last use and donate them before coming home. The same is true with books. If you finish yours on the flight out or during your stay, find a local library or a used bookstore to gift it to and either get a new book for the flight home or listen to an audiobook. Minimalism starts at the bottom. When shopping for travel shoes, get them in a solid color like black, which goes with pretty much everything. If you pack something neutral, there's no need to bring a different shoe for each outfit. I personally like to travel with white shoes and black sandals, so I have pretty much every outfit covered, but it really just depends on what your personal style is. You could even go with red or another interesting pop of color if it coordinates with everything else in your pack, but we tend to find that black, white, or tan are good options for nearly everything we want to bring. Travel shoes specifically are thinner and easier to pack, and we have a ton of recommendations in our guide, which we've linked below. However, you can also bring your everyday boots or shoes if you make use of the space inside. We often pack socks and underwear in them, use them to protect breakable items, or even hold random accessories like a deck of cards instead of packing a separate pouch for miscellaneous items. No, you don't need that extra shirt, and no, you probably don't need that eyeshadow palette. Just say no to more stuff. It sounds simple enough, enough, but it's really easy to get into the mindset of, well, what if I need that? And then you find yourself carrying extra pounds of gear for thousands of miles without even touching it. So take a hard look at what you've pulled together after listening to our tips and think about whether or not you'll realistically use that item on your trip. That will help you leave space in your bag, which you should aim to do because nothing ever goes back inside as neatly for the trip home as it did when you were taking extra care to pack it the first time. Also, then you won't chance breaking a zipper halfway around the world by overstuffing your bag. The best way to figure out what you can live without is by living without it. And by that, we mean practicing your trip a few days before you leave. You should have a good idea of what you want to bring on a trip several days before you depart, so save yourself the hassle and stress of packing the night before and do it the weekend before. Then you can take your time to go through all of these minimalist packing tips and tricks and still have time to pretend you're on vacation a few days early by living out of your pack. If there's something in there that you don't use, ask yourself if you think you'll actually use it on your trip, and if not, leave it behind. Plus, then you can get the hang of how heavy your pack will be before you spend hours standing in a customs line. So if it weighs too much for you to lift yourself, you can start by taking things out to get it light enough. Hopefully these tips have given you a good place to start for your journey to minimalist travel. Do you have any suggestions that we forgot? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time.